right here. Okay, we're good. Yeah, no, so since spring of 2021, I've been collecting a lot of different ant colonies and queens. I have carpenter ant queens, I have different other ant colonies and stuff, but I've mainly been focusing on Trachymyrmex septentrionalis, which are the northern fungus growing ants. And actually, I caught enough to where I feel comfortable enough to release some into my backyard. I tested with a few other colonies before, and they're doing fine just now. I can show you one of them later on in the video. You know, I plan on releasing a few more in my backyard so that when they have their nuptial flights, I know when they fly, and then I can go in the neighborhood collecting different queens. And that's gonna be really cool to do, and hopefully I'll be able to actually film a nuptial flight. As for the colonies that I have currently, these are the ones that I'm going to be keeping inside. I'll show you the ones that I'm going to be putting outside later on. Here's one of the colonies that I'm going to be keeping inside. It's this colony right here. It's, they're a smaller colony. It's not super small. It's actually a pretty decent size. I guess you can call this a medium-sized fungus garden. It's actually doing really well. I'm super excited for this colony. I saw the queen yesterday. She's doing just fine. She was actually holding on to one of her eggs. But yeah, no, I'm really excited for this colony and to see how well they do. Another colony that I have actually it's a pretty decently sized one. I think it's my biggest one, or one of my biggest ones, and it's this one right here in this cube thing. They're doing really well. They're cutting up a lot of rose petals. Whatever they don't use, I open this via the cotton, and then they just throw that out. That's really it that I can show you right now. I mean, there's some other colonies. I'll play a few clips right now. They're all doing really well. Some of them I just need to feed a little bit more. Others, they're doing just fine, and they're gonna progress really well and already have a late brood, which is really cool. Now that you guys know what's going on, I'm going to bring you guys outside so that I can show you how I actually release these colonies. Okay, so now that we're outside, I can actually show you guys the colonies that are actually right here. They're really cool. So the first colony that we have is actually inside of this little cup setup. As you can see, they have a lot of workers, so they're gonna do really well. I'm pretty sure these guys will have a late soon. The next colony is also inside a cup. They don't have too much fungus, but once they get into the ground, they actually grow their fungus super fast, which is actually why I have one in a naturalistic setup. Here's another one. These guys, I think they have the most fungus, or one of the most biggest fungus gardens that I have, for the ones that I'm putting outside at least. And they're doing really well. Let's see, we have another one that's in a small cup setup. This one has a lot of healthy fungus, and I'm super excited to put these guys outside. I have 3 more that I'm putting outside, and you guys will see that later in this video. So now that you guys know what's going on, I think it's time to release these guys back into the wild. So I'm gonna take these ants and then bring them to my backyard. So now that we're in my backyard, I'm gonna put them next to this rose bush, because a lot of the time some rose petals actually fall on the ground and the ants get to cut them up and feed it to their fungus. Before I actually release these guys, I'm gonna show you all the colony that's already here that I put back here a few weeks ago. So it might be a little bit difficult to see, but there are indeed a little bit of workers that are going in and out of the nest entrance. They're going to look for food, bring it back to the nest, and then feed it to the fungus garden. As you can see, these guys are actually doing pretty well. But yeah, no, as you can see, they're all doing very well. So I'm gonna put some more back here just so that they have a bigger population to mate with. I'm thinking of putting them right back here. There's a lot of area, it's all sandy, so they're gonna really like that. But yeah, no, let's get to putting these colonies into the ground. Okay, so one thing you gotta be careful with when it comes to putting a colony into the wild is making sure there's no other wild colonies that are going to take these guys out. Look at the surrounding areas. And one thing you can do to help them is actually give them a head start. So what I'm doing right here is actually just making a hole in the ground. Usually gets these guys started pretty well. All I'm gonna do is tap the ants down. Once they're all down, I just flip it here. Once it's flipped, gotta make sure the fungus garden's there as well. You can kind of see the fungus garden. It's gonna dehydrate a little bit, but Trachymyrmex fungus is pretty strong, and it's not gonna like immediately die. What I can do is just leave this here. Gives you a little bit of humidity you can see at the top, and then just cover the edges with sand. But yeah, no, we're gonna do that 6 more times, and then I'll show you guys the results. The cups that you see there have colonies underneath them, and that's really how I do it. Eventually they're all gonna grow up and then start producing the lates, and I'll make another video on that when that happens. But I'm actually gonna show you guys a naturalistic setup that I have inside with the Trachymyrmex colony inside of it. So right here's the colony that I was talking about that's actually inside of my house. They're not very active right now. There's actually a few workers back there. It's a little hard to see them, but watch, when I blow inside of their nest entrance, they're gonna erupt. All right, here they come. There's a few workers right here. So some more are gonna Yeah, there they are. Okay, yeah. They're all running out of the nest entrance. There's some in the corner back there as well. Running out. They're all. But yeah, no, that's all I have left to show you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was really fun for me to make, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. If you did, leave a like in this video. It helps the video out a lot, and it lets me know that you like my videos. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I think I have Twitter as well, so you can follow me on there if you want to. But yeah, no, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which hopefully shouldn't be too long. Maybe a few days, maybe a few weeks, I don't know. We'll see.